Craig Waller, when the bell rings, will referee Charlie. Lucas Desbloyd and Mick Hafey, judges for this bout. 6-3s when the bell rings.
Adam, Bruce, centre ring, please, boys. All right, boys. For 6 rounds of boxing, I want you to use the knuckle part of the glove, use the front, side and head, keep your heads clear of each other, protect yourself at all times, obey my instructions at all times. Touch gloves, back to your corners and wait for the bell.
Okay, another interesting middleweight contest set down for 6-3s. Adam Vella in the blue trunks versus Bruce Glossier from New Zealand. Vella undefeated in 9 fights.
All right, let him go.
One of the more exciting prospects on the national fighting scene.
Adam Vella's a very good boxer. He's got good skills, good power. He's sort of reaching the stage now after 9 fights. Time to step up and really make an impression on the Australian ratings. Of course, comes from a great fighting family. His father, Alex Vella, and his uncle Joe Vella, both outstanding champions in the 1970s. And he's trying to live up to the deeds that they performed as really crowd-pleasing, prominent fighters in that great era of Australian boxing in the 1970s. He's doing a pretty good job so far, Adam Vella, undefeated in 9 fights and really looking the goods.
Yeah, well, you would think that a national title shot wouldn't be too far away for him. Made his pro debut back in August of 2004, so he's been very busy. His 10th fight inside the first year, or in the first year of his professional career.
Bruce Glossier's got some talent as well. He's quite an accomplished boxer, but he fought that man that was just in the ring throwing out the challenge, Daniel Geale, and he got iced in the first round, so he can be hit. And Adam Vella has got the punch to do some damage here and make an impression.
Work there to the body from Vella. Great work there from the inside. Satanic comes over the top with the right hand. You see already the engine hand speed to the Australian fighter. Oh, beautiful. Knockout. Adam Vella.
Well, that's the perfect 10 for Adam Vella. His 6th knockout, and they don't come much more impressive in KOs than that one against Bruce Glossier. A reasonable standard of fighter, but he just couldn't survive the power when Adam Vella whipped that one over, and there you have it, 10 out of 10.
It seemed to freeze him. Once he got hit by that, his whole body just stiffened up and he just fell back on the canvas. It was a beautiful punch. And he set it up a little bit earlier. As we look back at the closing stages of the fight, you'll see it. Beautiful left hook from Vella. There it is, right on the point of the chin.
Boxing's all about fractions of a second, isn't it? I mean, Bruce Glossier got into the ring, looked in terrific shape, pumped up for it, but he just gave Adam Vella just a hint of chin in the air and it was over.
Here's another angle on it. Even more, or just as devastating on that angle. Sprawled onto the canvas. An exciting victory from an exciting fighter, Adam Vella. Just 26 years of age.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 10 seconds into round number 1. Our winner by KO, Adam Vella. 10 out of 10, 6 KO. Bruce Glossier, thank you very much.
Well, the whole picture told the story there, Grantley.
Very devastating performance by Adam Vella. He's well trained there by that man in the orange, Tommy Mercurio. He does a great job with Adam Vella, and gee, if he continues at this pace, we're going to have a real big star in Australian boxing.
Anda saksikan kami mau langsung bertanding pada pertarungan tadi adalah Adam Vella melawan Bruce Collins. Dan kita lihat bahwa ternyata Adam Vella berhasil memenangkan pertarungan dengan KO di ronde pertama. Anda melihat Bung Torino dengan penampilan Adam tadi, Bu?
Lihat tadi ada memang sudah dengan percaya diri ya, dengan pukulan hook kiri yang short dan dekat sekali dan ditambah dengan body
Dorongan badan
powersnya ya, dengan sendiri tepat di dagu ya pasti jatuh. Ya kan itu sangat tepat pada waktu dia akan melemparkan straightnya tidak kena ke belakang dan Adam Vela mengcounter dengan hook kirinya. Nah, itu sangat cepat. Nah, itu kita lihat speed dan power kalau ketemu itu hasilnya.
Ya.
Ya. Dan kelenturan badannya itu disalurkan pada pukulannya sehingga sangat keras. Ya, apalagi kena di tempat di dagu, masih jatuh.
Bung De, kalau melihat petinju yang tadi, sepertinya memang paling tidak tekniknya sedikit memang lebih baik dibanding petinju Indonesia, Bung ya?
Ya, memang di Australia sendiri untuk kelas menengah itu sebagai penghasil ya.
Iya.
Australia itu penghasil petinju kelas menengah junior sampai welter. Jadi artinya kualifikasi yang seperti kita lihat tadi itu juga banyak di sana di Australia sini, dan beberapa kali petinju-petinju Australia sendiri sudah sempat pernah menantang petinju-petinju juara dunia di Las Vegas sana. Kita mengenal nama Shannon Taylor gitu. Kita mengenal nama Anthony Mundin juga di sana. Artinya memang untuk kelas welter, menengah, junior sampai kelas menengah lah ya, itu Australia lah boleh dibilang sumbernya juga.
Baik, pemirsa, kita segera kembali setelah pesan-pesan berikut ini, jangan kemana-mana.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss aktif.
Ya, pemirsa, masih di Extra Joss Top Boxing. Jangan lupa pada saat pertarungan Chris John melawan Tommy Brown, Anda bisa ketik quiz SMS ke 7288 berhadiah total senilai Rp5 juta untuk 5 orang pemenang. Dan Anda bisa memilih jawaban A untuk pemenang Chris John, jawaban B untuk pemenang Tom Brown, dan jawaban C untuk pertandingan berakhir dengan seri. Dan jangan lupa dapat ikuti juga telequiz berhadiah total Rp1 juta untuk 2 orang pemenang di sela-sela pertandingan nanti. Dan Bung Dede, kalau kita melihat Anda katakan tadi banyak sekali petinju-petinju Australia memang bermain di kelas menengah, dan kita lihat pada pertarungan antara Chad Bennett dan Kaca pun dengan berlangsung di kelas menengah.
Iya, iya.
Dengan kondisi seperti itu akan memang sudah menjadi kebutuhan ataupun juga memang kemampuan dari Australia sendiri untuk bisa memproduksi lebih banyak petinju kelas menengah ke atas, Bu.
Ya, karena memang kalau boleh dibilang di nilai jual ya, kan kembali lagi ke bisnis tadi kan. Mereka orientasinya ke Las Vegas sih, orientasinya ke Amerika sebagai kiblat. Dan apa yang dibutuhkan oleh pasar di Amerika itu ya pasar di mana kelas welter ke atas. Ya, welter ke atas itu yang memang dibutuhkan di sana. Mereka butuh di sana banyak juara, dia punya nilai jual yang sangat tinggi. Apalagi kalau misalnya kelas berat juga bisa dihasilkan gitu. Karena memang pasar di Amerika sendiri membutuhkan kelas-kelas yang itu, kelas-kelas yang memang dari segi rating menjual, dari segi petinju juga banyak, konstelasinya juga banyak gitu ya.
Dan memang didukung oleh iklim. Memang orang Australia, Amerika, Eropa itu kan besar-besar. Justru kalau petinju di kelas bulu ke bawah sangat sedikit. Untuk mendapatkan kelas bulu ke bawah itu Asia Pasifik dan Amerika Latin. Itu banyak. Kalau sekarang untuk kelas 72 ke atas menengah, 72 kg itu adanya di Amerika. Contohnya dulu waktu Elias Pikal itu melawan Amerika. Mungkin yang kelas Elias Pikal itu mungkin orangnya itu mungkin tidak normal, karena orang Amerika hanya berat 52 kilo. Jadi, orangnya putih, dan saya pikir jarang sebenarnya karena itu waktu lawan Amerika, dan itu betul-betul sangat jarang di sana. Dan memang kalau orang-orang barat tuh mereka senang nonton kelas-kelas yang di atas ya. Nah, itu ada di Rusia, Kazakhstan,
dari model
Australia.
pukul jatuh, bak itu real tinju ya.
Ada juga misalnya ada satu yang kelas berat itu jarang terjadi yang dari kepulauan dekat
Fiji,
Fiji, ya.
Nah, itu kan,
David Tua.
David Tua itu mungkin tuh semua tulangnya
Extraordinary ya.
extraordinary, mungkin bayi
Beda
ajaib
sendiri.
ya, sehingga dia begitu besar kan Pak.
Samoa.
Nah
ya,
kalau
Samoa.
Indonesia sampai ada kelas berat itu istimewa
Itu
sekali.
luar biasa.
Lebih
Baik,
cepat
kan?
Om.
ya, baik Bunda dan Bung Turun. Pemirsa, sekali lagi Anda bisa ikuti terus kuis SMS di nomor 7288. Jangan lupa hadiah total 5 juta rupiah untuk 5 orang pemenang masing-masing 1 juta rupiah. Dan kami segera kembali setelah pesan-pesan berikut ini.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss aktif.
Dia takut. Ya, pantas kacir. Honda dirinya palsu sih. Motornya Honda, pakainya Honda J4. Jangan yang lain.
Ya pemirsa, segera kita akan saksikan partai tambahan di kelas welter akan bertarung Chad Bennett melawan Kacai 13 Coins di kelas welter versi WBF. Dan dari studio kami ucapkan selamat menyaksikan.
I saw some recent betting odds. They were making Mundine a slight favourite. Everyone's got their own opinion. I know Danny Green is very, very anxious to get Anthony, the man Mundine, in the ring, and Anthony's just as keen to make it happen. So let's hope for the 1,000 Australian boxing fans who will be there, they'll see that fight in the near future.
It
And
would
his opponent
definitely
across
be
the
a
ring,
great
fighting
fight
out of the
to
blue.
showcase Australian boxing talent to the world.
IBF Pan Pacific
There would be an
Junior
international
welterweight
attraction
champion.
for that fight,
Seriously,
and to have
no
those two
introduction, Lovemore
very gifted athletes
Nadu.
fighting in the same division in a well, if it's a world title fight, great. If it's not, I think you'll still have that huge interest for it.
They will
But,
exhibit the fine
that'll be
art
great. And
of
we've got a couple of other
boxing.
world title challenges in the ring now for this exhibition bout. Lovemore Nadu and Shannon Taylor. They were actually meant to be fighting on the card.
Lovemore was going to fight Cesar Bazan, the former world lightweight champion, and that was a fight that we were all
Ladies and
really
gentlemen, you
looking forward
understand
to.
these guys were supposed to be fighting different opponents at some stage in the fight. Due to unforeseeable circumstances, that has not eventuated, but you won't be disappointed.
Yes, I have seen Lovemore spar quite a bit. He takes it quite seriously. 3x2, we believe this is. I've seen him sparring a lot lately with Vic Darchinian, and they don't hold back, those two. Interesting to see what happens here. Lovemore, of course, with a record of 50 fights, 41 wins, 8 losses, 27 KOs. In the last 18 months, he's faced 3 of the best fighters in the super lightweight division. Unfortunately, all losses, but a close decision loss to Shambar Mitchell. Miguel Cotto, he gave him one hell of a fight, and he is now considered one of the best fighters in that division and a world champion, and of course Junior Witter.
Yeah, all those fights were very, very competitive, and Lovemore could have won all of them. The fight with Miguel Cotto is still the hardest fight that Cotto has had, and that's saying something because he's been in there with some very good opponents, Miguel Cotto. The Shambar Mitchell fight, Lovemore could have won that fight. A lot of people ringside felt that Lovemore did enough to win that fight. He didn't get the decision, of course. And then against Junior Witter, he was down twice very early in the fight and just couldn't recover on the scorecard. But he finished very, very strongly against Junior Witter. And I mean, we're talking about the absolute cream of the division. Lovemore would be very competitive against any of the world champions, including Floyd Mayweather.
Including Kostya.
Yeah, well, he'd love to get that fight. He would have loved it more when Kostya was still the champion, but I'm sure if he got off the fight now to fight Kostya for the right money, he'd jump at the chance.
And at this stage of his career, he's a very hard fighter to match because against the lower caliber opponents, in his last 2 fights have gone 1 and 2 rounds. He destroys that lower caliber. But up against the top echelons of the division, he doesn't struggle, but he just hasn't been able to overcome them at this stage. And, you know, 33 years of age, he's fought on 50 occasions. It's it's got to happen for Lovemore sometime very soon.
And unfortunately, his biggest opportunities have almost always came on very short notice. Even the fight with Junior Woody, the day before he actually pulled out of the fight, was getting ready to go home over a contract dispute. So it wasn't exactly the ideal preparation to fight one of the top men in that weight division.
And Shannon, who we had here ringside with us earlier.
Shannon's got a very hard fight coming up against Raymond Javel. I was ringside when Raymond Javel fought Sam Solomon over at Temecula in California. And Javel...
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Tidak gampang jadi juara. Butuh stamina, disiplin, dan semangat juang. Dan tentu saja, minum Extra Joss. Saya gak minum yang lain, karena Extra Joss bisa diminum tiap hari, menjaga stamina untuk bantu saya jadi biang.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Terbukti.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Had a drug problem, but turned his life around, and that just shows you the sort of character that he has, and he carries that sort of character into the ring.
There's just a little bit of banter there between Shannon and Anthony Mundine, who's sitting ringside over there in deep discussion with Jeff Fennick. Perhaps Anthony might be switching trainers, who knows? Certainly, just got the pen out there. He's.
Jeez, mate, you are a rumour monger, aren't you?
Not that I want to cause any trouble in the camera.
Again, the centre there, somebody slipping on it.
Yes, yeah.
It's proving to be a real problem, this.
Of course, it wasn't all that long ago. I was just talking about the banter between Shannon and Anthony Mundine. It wasn't all that long ago that Shannon was planning to march down Everleigh Street towards Anthony's gym with a placard saying, "Fight me, man."
Oh, really?
Didn't eventuate, yeah. I think Shannon's decided to stay at his right weight division.
Nice jab there from Lovemore, who's fighting in the southpaw stance. He's a very good switch hitter, actually, Lovemore. Able to throw punches from awkward angles. Has decent power. Has a very, very solid chin. Shannon Taylor, 48 fights, so just 2 less than Lovemore Nadu. Both are 33 years of age. Shannon's had 43 wins, just the 3 losses and 29 KOs.
I've just got to say, while we're watching Shannon and Lovemore training, Anthony Mundine is an incredibly remarkable character, isn't he? I mean, not just a great athlete, but outside the ring, he's very much different to his public persona. He's quite a shy, very polite fellow. Like, I've been a staunch critic of his for some of his fights over many years, and yet he's come straight over to shake hands.
In some cases, very understandable and justified.
That's right, but I mean, there's no grudge there. He's come over to shake hands, and he's a very, very personable guy. It's no wonder that he has a very loyal, hardcore support base, because people that know him very well swear by him that he's just a 100% good guy.
You'd be hard-pressed to find a more gifted athlete, too. I mean, he was at the top of a very, very tough sport.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss aktif.
Dia takut. Ya, pantas kacir. Onder dealnya palsu sih. Motornya Honda, pakainya Honda GD4. Jangan yang lain.
I feel his next opponent, Anthony, could have gone up a level there. I think he's fighting someone that's way out of his depth. He could have got someone much better opponent.
You take into consideration the performance against us, which was a marvellous turnaround in his career.
Yes.
And I think he earned a lot of respect from the Australian sporting public, the Australian boxing public, and probably around the world for that performance, because there were question marks.
Yes.
And he answered all those.
Not only was Kessler a very good pressure fighter, but if you had a look at the bloke, he was twice Mundine's size. He's a giant. How he makes the 76 kilos, I've got no idea.
Nice jab there from Lovemore. Shannon coming forward, trying to double up there with his own jab.
These guys are class fighters, aren't they? You know, Lovemore, brilliant boxer. Shannon, great boxer fighter. I bet Shannon gets out of the ring and says, "Did you see me spar Lovemore?" Pounded him every round. I don't know anyone that Shannon's ever boxed that he hasn't rung up the next day and said, "You see me spar him?"
Well, didn't he beat Shane Mosley?
Yeah, all of them. All of them, doesn't matter.
But when you look
showed
back, Shannon Taylor in that fight against Shane Mosley, I mean, he suffered a sickening knockdown at the end of the first round. Straight back up.
He showed a lot of heart, didn't he?
Incredible amount of heart. And he was gone. When he went back to his corner, he didn't even know he'd been knocked down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how severe the knockdown was.
It was a remarkable
And I believe he took round number 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just such a shame in his career that he took that big shot just before the bell in the first round. Otherwise, who knows? He might have got away with Shane Mosley. Big statement, because Mosley's one of the best boxers I've ever seen. But Shannon was very competitive there towards the second, third and fourth round. I thought he was very, very competitive. Showed an enormous ticker. That was a nice little exhibition of boxing in that round.
Yeah, Shannon Taylor.
Tidak gampang jadi juara. Butuh stamina, disiplin, dan semangat juang. Dan tentu saja, minum Extra Joss. Saya gak minum yang lain, karena Extra Joss bisa diminum tiap hari, menjaga stamina untuk bantu saya jadi biang.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Terbukti.
We've got 2 great fights still to come too. The 12-rounder for the IBF Pan Pacific Welterweight Championship, Chad Bennett, nicknamed Hollywood, Catch-Eye 13 points. That, in fact, will be a very good matchup.
Yeah, Chad Bennett's a very popular fighter. He's got at least 2 or 3 busloads of fans coming down from Newcastle to watch him.
As I'm talking to the camera and the people in the crowd, thanks for coming and supporting Tony Caradonna and myself. And I just like to say, Janelle Caradonna, she has a lot of work behind the scenes. I have to give her a rap. I'd like to say home to Tali, Rebecca, and my little boy. We're 5.5 months pregnant, and I can't wait till my little son comes into the world, and hopefully he'll play golf or tennis or something. But I'm not disappointed today, because I've got some great news to tell my fans. And I want everyone to believe me and not write me off. I'm training my hardest in many, many years. Lee Carr's doing a great job down there at Shidoshi. I've got a world title shot, people. We're fighting for the world title in probably, looks like Newcastle, October 10th against Raymond Javal. I've stepped up the weight. I'm 77, 76 kilos right now. I'm feeling sharp, I'm motivated. Just like Costa Tszyu went over and he had a hard job and fought Ricky Hatton in front of 22,000 people. Crazy Englishman at 2 in 1 because he loves challenges. And I'm telling you something, that was a gutsy effort to go over there at that time, never mind just fighting him in England. I spoke to Costa today, and I fought Costa when I was 17, 16 years ago. And mate, I can stand here and say I've been the distance in an amateur fight with one of the world's best. And that's Costa Tszyu. And we're great mates today, and I've asked him to help me out. I'm going to ask Mundine to help me out. I'm asking Jeff Finnick, I'm asking everybody in Australia to get behind me and let me be the best I can and love me. And I'm going to give everything I've got to beat Raymond Javal for the IBA Middleweight Championship of the World. And then I'm going to sit back and enjoy my children, just like Costa's doing. And I'd like to say, it's October 10th, main event. I'm just so excited. I'd just like to say, what a great pleasure Australian boxing has today.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss aktif.
Dia takut. Sini. Ya, pantas kacir. Honda dirinya palsu sih. Motornya Honda, pakainya Honda JD4. Jangan yang lain.
Pemirsa, masih di Extra Joss Top Boxing yang masih kita nantikan pertarungan antara Chris John melawan penantangnya Tommy Brown dari Australia. Bung, kalau kita melihat pertarungan antara Chris John melawan Tommy Brown, banyak sekali menarik minat dari para legenda untuk datang ke Australia. Kita lihat ada Joe Frazier ada di situ, kemudian juga beberapa bintang-bintang tinju lainnya. Anda melihat ini apakah akankah Asia Pasifik khususnya Australia akan menjadi kiblat tersendiri untuk pertinjuan di dunia?
Saya rasa bukan akan, tapi memang Australia sudah merupakan satu market sendiri untuk tinju profesional di Asia Pasifik ya, terutama untuk kelas-kelas di atas ya. Nah di sini kita lihat memang Australia ini tempat daripada imigran-imigran tinju yang dapat lari ke sana dan memang sangat menjanjikan di sana dan mudah untuk dipromosikan ke jenjang lebih tinggi ya, begitu.
Bung Lee, kalau melihat pertarungan khususnya kesiapan petinju Australia, Anda mengatakan tadi bahwa memang kelas menengah menjadi primadona bagi petinju Australia. Tapi kalau melihat secara keseluruhan di seluruh kelas, menurut Anda bagaimana, Bung?
Ya merata sih. Kemarin juga ada petinju yang bertanding di partai tambahan antara Eric Morales sama Barrera. Ketiga itu juga ada partai petinju Nena Hussein itu juga main di kelas bawah itu. Kemudian juga kalau dibilang konstelasinya sih dengan terbukanya tadi ya, terbukanya peluang kesempatan ke Amerika, dia mulai datang juga petinju-petinju yang main di levelnya di kelas bawah, dan saya pikir yang Thailand pun juga udah mulai mengincar. Kiachai Sutito ini udah berapa kali juga bermain di Australia, di Australia sendiri. Dan tadi singgung soal Joe Frazier ya, ini dia mengulangi kunjungan yang 30 tahun ya, tahun 75 dia pernah bertanding di Australia.
Ya baik, pemirsa, kita akan segera kembali setelah pesan-pesan berikut ini, jangan kemana-mana.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss aktif.
Kini, kamu bisa menikmati Air album padi terbaru di Nokia 6680. Ekspresikan juga dirimu dengan fitur-fitur Nokia seru lainnya. Ponsel Nokia dengan Air album padi.
Pemirsa, masih di Extra Joss Top Boxing, jangan lupa untuk terus mengikuti kuis SMS di 7288 bernilai total 5 juta rupiah untuk 5 orang pemenang, masing-masing 1 juta rupiah. Dan Bung Torino, kalau kita melihat persiapan Chris John, Anda katakan tadi bahwa secara fisik, secara mental, kemungkinan Chris John memang sudah sangat siap dalam pertarungan bersama Tommy Brown ini, Bung. Tapi kalau melihat Tommy Brown sendiri, persiapannya menurut Anda sejauh ini bagaimana?
Kalau buat saya Tommy Brown, kita anggap saja underdog. Ya, dia baru saja masuk ke peringkat 15. Tapi kita tidak bisa mengatakan sepele sama dia karena kemarin itu dia pernah mencoba merebut dengan Indisi dari WBC. Dan Indisi adalah petinju yang sangat kualitas. Nah ini dia hanya kalah angka. Ya. Nah di situ kita lihat, dan sesudah itu dia lawan lagi 12 ronde melawan Baby. Baby dari Filipina. Nah ini dia cuma kalah angka. Nah kita lihat di sini dia bisa main panjang dengan sendirinya, dia mempunyai stamina yang baik. Nah sekarang kita lihat di atas ring nanti siapa yang lebih cepat dan siapa mempunyai peluang untuk mendapatkan pukulan terbaik. Chris John juga demikian tentunya. Tapi kita lihat di sini kalau kita lihat di sini adalah petinju antara boxers murni si Tommy Brown ini melawan Chris John yang telah meningkat dari semi fighter. Ya. Nah kita lihat di sini bahwasanya enak ditonton karena ada tidak mempunyai sama daripada style yang bertinju ya. Nah kita di sini Chris John benar-benar harus mengambil inisiatif yang saya katakan tadi, harus berani mengambil inisiatif dan lebih cepat menekan. Ya.
Ya, baik Bung Turun dan Bung Dede. Pemirsa, jangan kemana-mana lagi, kami segera kembali setelah pesan-pesan berikut ini.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Tidak gampang jadi juara. Butuh stamina, disiplin, dan semangat juang. Dan tentu saja, minum Extra Joss. Saya gak minum yang lain, karena Extra Joss bisa diminum tiap hari, menjaga stamina untuk bantu saya jadi biang.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Terbukti.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Pemirsa, terima kasih Anda masih bersama kami SCTV Sport di Extra Joss Top Boxing. Dan Bung Dede, Bung Turun tadi katakan ketika melawan Injinsi, Tommy Brown memang terlihat cukup bisa mengimbangi juara bertahan dari versi WBC ini. Anda melihat bagaimana Injinsi ketika berhadapan dengan Tommy Brown, Bung?
Iya, ketika itu boleh dibilang faktor Injinsi sendiri bermain sangat bebas ini ya.
Kita lihat ini adalah pertarungan antara
Tommy
Brown dengan Injinsi.
Ya tekan kan?
Iya. Dan ini
memang terdesak di sini Injinsi.
Ya.
Saya pikir udah di ronde-ronde terakhir sendiri ya. Karena boleh dibilang ya ini Chris John akan menerapkan pertandingan yang gaya yang sama seperti Injinsi seperti ini. Dan kekuatan dari ini saya pikir udah di ronde mendekati ronde akhir ya, di mana dia harus pause sendiri dari si Tommy Brown sendiri untuk menekan lebih banyak ya. Kalau menurut rekornya sendiri, andalan dari Tommy Brown ini adalah uppercut sama kekuatan di tangan kirinya. Itu yang bikin jadi poin sendiri untuk melawan.
Bung Torino, tentu saja Chris John pasti sudah melihat rekaman ketika Brown melawan Injinsi. Anda melihat kira-kira dari cuplikan tadi, kelemahan apa saja yang bisa dimakan oleh Chris John ketika berhadapan dengan Tommy Brown?
Kalau kita cuplikan tadi yang hanya sedikit ya, kita lihat di sini Tommy Brown juga bisa bermain dekat. Nah itu harus diwaspadai oleh Chris John. Ya. Karena kalau dengan dia bisa fighter murni seperti tadi ini, nah itu harus hati-hati. Ya. Nah di sini tapi Chris John karena dia maunya kelenturan kelincahan yang baik, saya rasa dia bisa atasi ini. Ya.
Kita lihat pada saat melawan Gainer, Chris John sempat
terjatuh. Ya itu dia, sempat kecolongan di awal kan, karena itu tadi sempat keinginan untuk bermain fighter, kemudian dihadang sama belum siap mungkin pertahanannya, ketika itu sempat dicolong sama.
Nah itu
ini bukan juga.
Ya, pukulan yang colong itu speed.
Ya.
Nah speed yang tidak diduga, yang kita tidak bisa antisipasi sebelumnya.
Bella, Bung Turun dan Bung Dede, segera kita menuju ke ring untuk menyaksikan partai tambahan berikutnya.
Very special bout, an IBF Pan Pacific welterweight bout on the line tonight for 12 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, out of the red corner, hails from Thailand, 25 fights, 18 wins, 2 losses, 12 coming by way of KO, the challenger, Kechai, 13 coins. And across the ring, bring a little glamour to the ringside, ladies and gentlemen. He is from Newcastle, Australia, the WBF current world champion, the IBF Pan Pacific champion. He's had 19 fights, 18 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 11 coming by way of KO. he is the current champion, IBF Pan Pacific welterweight, Hollywood Chad Bennett. Referee in charge of the bell rings, Mr. Charlie Lucas.
Just have a quick look. Okay. Righto. Okay, I've already spoken to you two in the dressing room. Remember, just feed yourself at all times, obey my instructions at all times. 12 rounds, touch them up. Okay. You right?
It's given him an
You right,
extra cent. I think it's
right,
13 coins, not 14 coins.
That's what you call inflation. See, that dollar's fluctuating all the time. It's day-to-day proposition.
Just put the bottles down.
We're also very lucky to have joining us here at ringside a man who will defend
Artie,
his title,
you put
his
your box
world
down, please,
title.
mate.
He's partly unified title, Vic Darchinyan.
Okay, let him go.
One of the best fighters in the world at the moment, one of the most exciting fighters in the world at the moment. Vic, you must be very excited about what's happening in a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my next fight, like in 2.5 weeks. It's a guy from Colombia. He's a good fighter. He's a power puncher. I saw his tapes. Yeah, I think it will be an exciting, good fight.
He reckons he's going to ice you, Vic. What's the story there? He reckons he's going to put you away.
No, nobody can put me away.
Said like a true champion.
It's every fight I'm getting good preparation, getting ready. I'm confident for that fight. I am looking every fight for stopping as soon as I can. I'm looking for, like you said, for unification of belts. I wanna in all worlds they start recognizing me.
Tell you who's confident too is Chad Bennett.
Punch out
He's
of
come
it,
down here
boys.
with
Don't
2 or
hold.
3
Don't
busloads
hold.
of supporters to back him for this fight, this IBF Pan Pacific fight against 13 Coins. 13 Coins is a little bit like the English cricketers. He's had a lot of wins over in Thailand against substandard opposition, but he got found out when he stepped up to the Australian level when he fought Lovemore to do. Lovemore put him away with a big body shot a few months ago here out of Panthers, and Chad Bennett fancies now. It's a body shot again from Chad Bennett.
Beautiful work there from
5,
Bennett.
6,
Really digging
7, 8.
with that
Okay,
rip to the
Simon.
body.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Okay,
The Thai
box.
fighter, it doesn't look to me like he wants to continue too much longer.
He's got a glass stomach, I think.
Bennett all over him at this stage.
Bennett's a good fighter. He's a very, very popular guy up there in Newcastle too. He's really built a following for himself. He's digging away to the body there. I was talking to him yesterday, and he really feels he can. Oh, a big body shot again from Chad Bennett. I think he's found the secret to success in this fight.
3, 4,
Pretty much here in the
5,
first round. The
6,
writing was on the wall
7,
basically from the opening
8,
bell.
9.
Catch eye, 13 Coins got deflated here in the
The one
first.
underneath it
There's a
hurting
bit of
now.
distress over there, 13 Coins. He took a couple of big shots to the body, and then that final one to the head. Not at all comfortable there as Dr. Alex Lewis works on him.
Yeah, he did fall rather harshly onto the canvas, but it was the body assault that did it to him.
Well, no doubt Chad had watched that fight between Lovemore Nadu and 13 Coins. 13 Coins came into that fight with Lovemore with a very, very good record. He was undefeated, but
Just get him over the
Lovemore
corner.
found him out. Chad Bennett did the same thing, found a home for that left rip of his, and away you win. You might have been watching some of your fights there, Vic, those big body shots.
I love body shots too. Always like I'm changing, starting from head after I go to body shots. It's good, you know. You must change your style. You must find a place to your opponent. Very easy to hurt him.
There's the first knockdown there, more of a flash knockdown. He's almost straight back up, but the writing was on the wall at this stage. Bennett really putting all he could behind those punches. Short and sharp, very accurate, ripping up the middle. The Thai fighter really didn't want to be there after that first punch, and there's a nice concussing blow that sent him down to the canvas again.
Well, Vic and Chad Bennett like body shots. I don't think 13 Coins enjoys them too much. That one really, really hurt, and Chad Bennett was all over him like a cheap suit, wasn't he? He just wasn't going to let him get anywhere.
Not exactly, I guess, an exciting defence for Chad Bennett, but no doubt he'll be happy with the work. He improves to 10 KOs in 15 victories. Artie Armstrong, my goodness, how long has he been around the sport of boxing for?
He's got a good trainer there in Artie Armstrong. Chad Bennett, he's scored some good wins throughout his career. He beat Adrian Denef, of course, which was a very impressive performance, but he's now looking to really start fighting some rated guys in the top 15 of the IBF rankings, and he fancies his
Fighter centering, please.
He fancies himself as a future world champion, and certainly he's got plenty of support in Newcastle to help him in that area.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes and 18 seconds into round number 1, continuing on his merry way, still the IBF Pan Pacific welterweight champion, Hollywood Chad Bennett. And of course, putting the belt around his waist, please put your hands together for IBF Vice President, Mr. Ray Wheatley, ladies and gentlemen.
Ray Wheatley there presenting Chad Bennett with the belt. What a great supporter of boxing he's been in this country.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss aktif.
Kepala P Special Mix, paduan kopi dan gula yang praktis dengan harum aroma kopi pilihan. Jelas lebih enak.
Pemirsa, masih di Extra Joss Top Boxing SCTV Sport, dan seperti yang Anda saksikan tadi, Chad Bennett berhasil mempertahankan gelar juara IBF Pan Pacific, mengalahkan Kacai 30 Coins dari Thailand dengan KO. Dan Bung Torino, kita lihat bagaimana Kacai sendiri penampilannya sebagai penantang ketika melawan Bennett tadi.
Nah, kita lihat di sini. Satu dari Bennett adalah dari amatir ya. Pasti dia buka langsung dengan speed. Ya, kalau kickboxing, dia pasti blocking dulu, karena pertama kalau di kickboxing diserang pertama dengan kaki, ya, sehingga dia harus blocking dari bawah. Tapi kita lihat tadi pukulan yang masuk dari Bennett itu adalah dengan uppercut pendek dari dalam ya. Nah di sini memang mungkin si Bennett juga sudah pelajari untuk menghadapi tipikal petinju-petinju Thailand. Dan petinju Thailand ini yang biasa asal dari Muay Thai ini. Dia akan kelimpungan kalau lawan boxers, ya kan? Apalagi boxer semi fighter seperti tadi. Dia blok bagaimanapun juga, ya kayak tadi, kayak tawon menyengat gitu, ya, sehingga pusing sendiri. Nah tadi emang cukup keras, pukulannya uppercut 2 kali saya lihatnya.
Ya pemirsa, jangan lupa Anda silakan bersiap-siap mengikuti telequiz berhadiah uang tunai Rp500.000. Passwordnya adalah Extra Joss Top Boxing. Anda bisa mengikuti dengan menekan nomor telepon 5363737 untuk Jabotabek, dan di luar Jabotabek 021-536-3535. Sambil menunggu telepon Anda, Bung Dede, kalau melihat penampilan Bennett tadi, apakah Brown akan seperti itu penampilannya?
Bennett boleh dibilang ini memang matang. Dia memang baru di level di Australia sendiri, sementara Bennett sementara Kang Brown itu udah masuk level di kejuaraan yang lebih tinggi. Saya saja mau katakan di sini bahwa di usia 32 Bennett ini masih jadi idola di memang dia punya prioritas sendiri untuk masuk lewat gelar-gelar di regional. Bulan depan dia akan masuk di pertandingan IBO. Itu gelar yang baru lagi, itu interkontinental.
Kita buat juga IBO, SCTV pernah buat IBO di Bali.
Ya, kita Bennett akan masuk di region untuk masuk ke pertarungan tinggi ini yang lebih besar lagi.
Ya, baik, Bu Dede. Pemirsa, sekali lagi silakan untuk Anda yang mengikuti telequiz, Anda bisa telepon ke 5363737 untuk di Jabotabek. Dan untuk di luar Jabotabek, Anda bisa menelpon ke 021-536-3535. Ada hadiah uang tunai Rp500.000 dipotong pajak untuk Anda. Dan password yang akan digunakan adalah Extra Joss Top Boxing. Silakan kami menunggu telepon Anda di 5363737 untuk Jabotabek, dan di luar Jabotabek di 021-536-3535. Halo, selamat pagi.
Top Boxing, halo.
Halo, passwordnya Mas?
Extra Joss Top Boxing.
Iya, dengan siapa di mana?
Dengan Ari di Pamulang.
Ari Pamulang. Baik,
Yang
Mas
gampang
Ari.
pertanyaannya ya.
Ya?
Yang gampang pertanyaannya ya.
Oh, pasti gampang. Pertanyaannya adalah, dari negara manakah Kacai 13 Coins berasal?
Thailand ya?
Dari Thailand.
Iya.
Baik, Rp500.000 untuk
Terima
Anda
kasih
dipotong
ya.
pajak. Selamat ya Mas Ari ya.
Iya, halo.
Ya, dan pemirsa, kita akan segera berhubungan dengan rekan kami, Bung Doni Winardi, yang saat ini tengah berada di Sydney untuk melaporkan situasi ring di sana. Dan Bung Dede, kalau melihat penampilan tadi Chad Ben, Anda katakan bahwa memang karir dari petinju Australia sepertinya memang sangat diperhatikan, Bung ya.
Iya.
Ya.
Stepping, tahapan-tahapan dia harus
ya.
mengikuti apa saja sebelum dia maju ke katakanlah Las Vegas.
Iya.
Apakah itu bisa dilakukan di sini, Bung Torino?
Saya rasa sih bisa saja ya. Hanya sekarang tinggal bagaimana kita membuktikan atau menunjukkan petinju-petinju itu sangat handal.
Ya.
Ya, sehingga mempunyai track record majority dengan menang KO atau TKO. Ya. Sehingga kalau kita lihat di Vegas, petinju-petinju rata-rata itu mempunyai track recordnya itu 80-85% itu menang dengan KO. Spektakuler ya. Nah, di sini kita lihat bahwanya untuk kelas-kelas yang kita akan masukkan ke sana berarti kelas bawah. Yang sering masuk ke Amerika itu Thailand dan Filipina.
Baik, Bung Triyono, kita potong sebentar. Kita akan saksikan dulu pesan berikut ini. Pemirsa, jangan kemana-mana.
Tidak gampang jadi juara. Butuh stamina, disiplin, dan semangat juang. Dan tentu saja, minum Extra Joss. Saya gak minum yang lain, karena Extra Joss bisa diminum tiap hari, menjaga stamina untuk bantu saya jadi biang.
Extra Joss, the real Joss.
Terbukti.
Ya, masih bersama SCTV Sport di Extra Joss Top Boxing. Pemirsa, kita masih menantikan pertarungan antara Chris John melawan Tommy Brown. Kita lanjutkan tadi pembicaraan tadi, Bung Torino nanti katakan bahwa stepping dan juga persiapan dari petinju Indonesia sebetulnya bisa dilakukan.
Bisa dilakukan. Memang itu mungkin kalau di Vegas itu tidak bisa partai utama ya, tapi menjadi partai undercard dari partai-partai kelas berat ya, kelas menengah. Itu saya rasa bisa. Banyak kok, Thailand, Jepang, Filipina ya. Kalau di Asia Pasifik sendiri nggak semua negara mempunyai tinju pro ya. Jadi kalau di Asia Pasifik ini antara lain Korea, Jepang, Indonesia, Thailand, Filipina, Australia, ya.
Dan
itu saja.
hanya itu
saja.
Dari Vietnam Singapura tidak ada, Bung?
Vietnam belum ada.
Memang
Amatir
baru dibuka keran tinjunya.
China sudah dibuka tinju pro, kemarin sudah dibuka. Nah, saya juga mencoba juga untuk masukkan tinju pro dari China. Tapi mungkin sekarang lihat kondisinya daripada China tidak semudah apa yang kita pikirkan untuk dia keluar ke sini. Ya, gitu.
Baik, Bung Dede dan Bung Triyono, kita akan menghubungi Bung Doni Winardi yang berada di sini. Selamat siang, Bung Doni. Halo, Bung. Masih belum tersambung. Dan Bung Dede, kalau lihat secara bisnis memang sebetulnya menguntungkan apabila kita punya petinju yang memang bisa bisa di-guide secara stepping. Tapi itu usia muda harus menjadi dasar utama, Bung.
Kita udah punya standar di sini. Standar itu dibikin oleh Chris John, gitu ya. Dan memang waktu itu sebelum-sebelumnya sudah ada kita punya juara dunia. Cuman ketika iklim profesional, iklim bisnisnya sudah menuntut tuntutan petinju dan kualifikasi yang tinggi, ya itulah makanya harus kualifikasi petinju kualifikasi tertentu lah yang bisa masuk ke tingkat yang lebih tinggi. Standar sudah diberikan oleh Chris John. Kita tinggal cari petinju kita bisa nggak create seperti petinju seperti Chris John. Ya ibarat boleh, ini adalah satu di antara yang banyak yang mungkin akan muncul mutiara seperti Chris John. Dan kalau misalnya kita punya kualifikasi seperti Chris John, ya kenapa enggak kita bisa jual ini lebih jauh lagi.
Aksesnya sendiri bagaimana sih, Bung, ke badan-badan tinggi dunia atau bahkan juga ke dunia
begini. Ada awam melihat bahwasanya badan dunia tertua mempunyai petinju terbaik. Sebenarnya tidak begitu. Petinju itu sendiri yang akan membuat badan dunia ini menjadi kualitas. Ya, contoh WBA ini tertua, ya kan? Terus WBC, IBF dan seterusnya WBO, WBO dan selanjutnya. Nah, di sini kita contoh misalnya pada waktu WBO, ya. WBO ini masih di kelas 4 ya.
Kelas 4.
Tapi dia mempunyai petinju yang mengangkat organisasi itu si Oscar De La Hoya. Ya. Terus Nasem Hamed. Nah, itu dengan sendirinya akan terangkat. Ya. Nah, di sini kita lihat bahwasanya petinju-petinju kita Christian ya, kita puji syukur bahwasanya bisa masuk kepada badan dunia tertua WB yang kemudian sekarang sudah 88 tahun. Nah, ini merupakan rekor sejarah ya bagi mungkin Indonesia ini negara yang paling akhir yang masuk ke BBA ini ya.
Baik Bung Torino dan Bung Dede, kita akan segera kembali pemirsa, jangan kemana-mana setelah pesan berikut ini.
Extra Joss baru dengan 7 vitamin B. Extra Joss